All right, so this is a breakdown of how Wasteland Clash works. So, as you guys can see on the screen, this is pretty much the map layout. As you can see on there, all the different buildings are marked out, so it makes it easier to figure out where you need to go and attack and which building needs to be reinforced, etc. So, when you're in the game, this is essentially what it's going to look like. Game is starting now, so you can see this guy already shifted over there, and he's going to try to essentially take hold of as many buildings as he can. In this particular scenario, we already have like an alliance agreement where every so it's three alliances. Each alliance is going to hold three batteries, a can, and a spike or a pool. So everything else is free for all. So in this situation, I'm going to take all the free for all buildings, so that way we can try to get as maximum amount of points as possible. I didn't really scout these guys prior, but I know they had like a few high CP level guys. I wasn't sure how I was going to match up with them, but either way, since technically I'm the strongest in our alliance, I'm gonna go for all of the free for all buildings. That's pretty much what you're seeing here. For the safe buildings, it would make more sense just to send one ant, because then you'll end up taking up too much room and then other people can't join in. By you sending one ant is the equivalent of you sending a whole army into that, as far as being able to rack up points. So if you have an agreement with the other alliance, it will make sense to just send one ant to all the safe buildings. Everywhere else that is free for all, you're going to want to send your full units, so that way it doesn't get taken over. Key thing here, so some of these buildings will have that shield. It won't come down until later on into the event. So as it gets unlocked, you want to kind of keep an eye on it, and then that way you can take it over. The barbed wire is going to grant you extra attack bonus. The pool is going to allow you faster healing, I think is what it is. And then the batteries are just the batteries. So like right on that screen that you just saw, it kind of, you'll see the percentages to different things go up. Here it is. So you'll see it like the attack go up once you take the barbed wire. If you take both, then you get a higher percentage. If you go with the two pools, then that percentage also goes up. But ultimately, the more buildings you hold, the more points you're going to be able to rack up. So at this point, that second pool that's over there, I technically might have made a little mistake here. So I actually, no, I didn't. Now that I'm looking at it again, it's they already had that barbed wire down at the bottom. Where we were at, we didn't have a barbed wire, so technically we were supposed to get an extra pool, which we already had one. So that means that pool that they have right there is going to be the free for all one. So here I'm just going into the Alliance chat just to make sure before I take it over. I wanted to make sure that I wasn't going to, stir the pot, so to speak, and cause issues. So I just double checked with everyone, and it turned out that yep, it's going to be free game. So I went ahead and took it. So here, that green line that you're looking at, that green line is going to let you know the trajectory of the bees, of where they're going to go. All the buildings in this trajectory are going to, the bees will stop there, and essentially whoever holds that building when it stops over will get additional points. So ideally, it's coming to where the buildings you have, held down in this scenario, since we already have that rule. It is stopping at the first building, which is a free-for-all building. So here, you probably saw that I speeded it up a little bit. I want to make sure I get there before the bees do. This way, those points go to us. I can't do that to the other buildings because we already have an agreement that, we're not going to attack the safe buildings. But if you're playing and you don't have any type of rule set up prior with the other alliances, then it's, essentially free for all, and, have at it. If you can take all the bases, go for it. So as you guys can see, I just took it over. They're not going to like that very much, but again, it's a free-for-all building. The bees just landed, and I'm pretty sure that they're gonna want to take it back. They don't really know my strength, so of course they can scout and try to see how many units are in there. This guy isn't going to scout, and he's just going to send his army. Sucks for him. Now, one unit lost, and here comes the second one. Goodbye, troops. So now, if those were all of his units, he's going to end up getting stuck, having to heal in order to continue to play. But chances are he probably has way more units left somewhere. Yeah. So decent amount of deaths there. He was sending a bunch of T9, so wasn't really going to be a big deal. Here comes a bigger guy. Looks like he's going to want to try his luck, and didn't scout. Again, sucks to be him. So I'm going to leave this here. I didn't want to make this first video too long, so if you guys are interested in seeing the full event, I'm more than happy to put that up. But it's typically an hour event, so don't want to bore the people that just want to find out about how this works. But all right, you can leave a comment down below, or subscribe if you enjoyed the content.